Alrighty. What you see illustrated is how one could construct an angle bisector. So the last picture shows the final result. It shows PT bisecting angle P. Remember that bisect means cuts in half or cuts into two equal parts. So that means this little angle QPT sorry y'all, my mouse is doing something crazy. Angle QPT is equal to angle TPR. And now, based off of that final picture, we're going to answer these questions as true or false. It works best if you have a highlighter of two colors at least. All right, so QPT, if I trace it, QPT, that top little angle, TPR, TPR is that bottom little angle. Number one says the measure of angle QPT is equal to the measure of angle TPR. Well, yes, that's true because that's the definition of bisector. The bisector cuts the big black angle into two small angles. So yes, that's true. And their measures equal. All right. The next one, let's clear my screen. We're going to focus now on RPT and RPQ. RPQ. So RPQ represents the big angle. So what this number two is saying is the measure of RPT, which is the green one, is half the measure of RPQ, which is the blue one. And that is also true. Because again, the bisector cut the blue angle in half. So that makes sense. My goodness, my mouse is not cooperating with me right now. It has a delay and it's getting on my nerves. Sorry for the disclaimer. Okay, next I'm going to look at TPR. TPR and QPR. So this is how I would read number three. The measure of angle TPR, the small one, is equal to 2 times the measure of QPR, which is the large purple one. That is false. It's saying that one of those blue ones is 2 times the size of the purple one. And as you can see, that's not true. That is not true at all. All right, QPR, which is the big angle, that's mama, and QPT. QPT is the top baby. Number 4 is saying that mama's measurement is equal to baby's measurement. That's definitely false. Mama is much larger than baby. If you had patty paper or tracing paper, you could see that that also was not true. All right, TPQ is top baby, and TPR is bottom baby. So number 5 is saying that the top baby, the measure of the yellow one, TPQ, is equal to half the measure of the blue one, and that's false. Again, they're supposed to have equal measures, like they did on the very first one. And the last one, I'm looking at RPQ, which is mama. It's the large one. And it's equivalent to RPT. Let's look at RPT. All right. So what number 6 is saying, the measure of RPQ, mama, is equal to 2 times the measure of RPT, which is baby. And that's true because mama is made up or broken into 2 babies. So if I take one baby and double it, yes, it should equal to mama. So that is true. All right, these next few problems on this slide are a lot like the notes we've been taking here recently. You're going to use this one picture for all of these questions. So highlighters would be helpful so you can focus on the angles at that point in time. So let's focus on angle 2 and 16 right now. Angle 2, angle 16. And they are both in an exterior region when you look at A and B. And they're on different sides, so that means they're alternate exterior. Next, I'm going to look at 10 and 11. 10 and 11 are both between W and Y, so that means they're in an interior region. And since they're on the same side of B, they are same side inside, so that's consecutive. Now let's look at 2 and 4. Here's 2, here's 4. They're not both interior angles, but they're both on the left of A, and one is below W and the other one is below Y. So that's same side, same position. So that means they're corresponding, which is D. And lastly, that leaves 4 to be B, alternate interior, because 5 and 11 are both between A and B, so they're in the interior region, but on different sides. Okay. Now I'm going to erase my pick highlights because I need to, again, use the same picture Oh my goodness, why are you doing this to me right now? I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my computer right now. Let's continue. So, I'm looking at angle 2 is said to equal 104 on number 5. It would like for us to find the measure of angle 16. They also mentioned that line A is parallel with line B. So since line A is parallel with line B, and 2 and 16 are both exterior angles, and on different sides, they're alternate exterior. And since A and B are parallel, that means the angles are congruent. So that means the measure of angle 16 is also going to be 104. All right. Now I'm going to look at angle 11, which is 98, and angle 6. Now, A is still parallel with B, so both 6 and 11 are interior, and they're on the same side of Y, so that means they're consecutive. Same side inside. And consecutive are supplementary. We had several of these today. So if I take 180 minus 98, I will find out the value of angle 6. And that should give us 82. So the measure of angle 6 is 82 degrees. And number 7 wants us to find, it gives us 15 is 70 degrees. So this angle is 70. It wants us to find the measure of angle 7. 15 is exterior, but 7 is interior when you look at A and B. However, they're both below W, so same side, and they're on the right, bottom right, so same position. So these are corresponding. And we know that when lines are parallel, corresponding angles are congruent. So that means the measure of angle 7 will also be 70 degrees. All right, same picture but different questions. A is still parallel with B. Now, angle 1 is located here, and angle 15 down here. So if I cover up the other distractions, the 8 below that use Y, I would realize that 1 and 15 are alternate exterior angles. And since A is parallel with B, that means the angles are congruent. So we're going to set up an equation at angle equals angle to solve for x. So I would write 9x plus 2 equals 11x minus 10. The first thing I would do is take little brother 9x to join big brother 11 by subtracting 9x from both sides. I would get 2 equals 2x minus 10. Then I would add 10 to both sides, which would give me 12 equals 2x. Then divide both sides by 2, so x is equal to 6. Okay, now the next problem, I'm looking at angle 5 and angle 12. Both angle 5 and angle 12 are between A and B, So they're in the interior region and they're on the same side. So again, that is consecutive. And consecutive is supplementary. So in this situation, it'll be angle plus angle equals 180. So 12x plus 3 plus 5x plus 7 equals 180. So first, combine my like terms. 12x and 5x together make 17x. 3 and 7 together make 10. Bring down the equals and the 180. Now subtract 10 on both sides. You would have 17x equals 170. Now divide both sides by 17. So x equals 10. For number 10 through 13 on this problem set, you're essentially going to use the pink paper from this week. And basically, if you can establish which relationship they have on the picture, then that'll be your choice on from A through D. So let's look at 8 and 10. 8 and 10 are both interior angles, but on opposite sides. So that means it'll be the converse of the alternate interior angles theorem, which is D. 4 and 12. Here's 4. There's 12. They are same side, same position. So it'd be the converse of corresponding angles, which is A. 2 and 16 are in the exterior region on different sides. So they're alternate exterior angles. So we're going to use the converse of alternate exterior, which is C. And now we're looking at 6 and 11. 6 and 11 are both interior angles on the same side, so they're consecutive. So it's the converse of consecutive, which is B. Number 14 on this one, it says if A is parallel with B by the alternate exterior angles converse, which angle pair must be congruent? So we need A to be parallel with B. So the two angles we're looking for have to be in the exterior region of A and B. So the exterior region of A and B will be highlighted in yellow. So this is the exterior of A and B. So the two angles that I choose have to be in this yellow region. They also have to be on different sides of the transversal. So if I look at 1 and 5, here's 1, here's 5. 5's not in the exterior region, so it can't be A. Let's look at B. I'm looking at 9 and 13. 9 is not in the exterior region, so it's not B. Let's look at C. I'm 4 and 14. They're both in the exterior region, and they're on different sides, so C is correct. Okay, let's erase the picture because I'm the questions may not, or what I have colored will not apply at this time. The exterior region will still be the same, so I'll keep it yellow and highlight it for us. All right. Now in 15 it says, if A is parallel to B by the consecutive interior angles converse, which angle pair must be supplementary? So in order to be consecutive interior, it needs to be in the non-yellow portion of this picture. All right. And they have to be on the same side of W or Y. It cannot touch both. It has to be one or the other. So let's look at 7 and 6. Here's 7, here's 6. Yes, they're both interior angles. However, one is touching W and the other one is touching Y. So it can't be these. They have to touch the same line. All right, let's look at choice B. Angle 15 and angle 14. They're both in the exterior region, so this won't work either. Now we're looking at angle 4 and angle 13. Here's 4, here's 13. Those two are in the exterior region as well, so it can't be C. Our final option is D, 7 and 10. So this is basically a puzzle. If it doesn't meet the criteria, you have to eliminate it. So let's erase the board and start from ground zero again. All right, and 16, similar idea, but we're looking for corresponding angles this time. Now, corresponding can be slight tricky because you can have one in the interior and one in the exterior. So what you have to pay attention to is the transversal. That's the line that connects the two angles together. And the two angles are going to have to be on the same side of the transversal. And on the same side of A and B. So let's look at first angle 8 and angle 16. Here's angle 8, there's angle 16. The transversal for 8 and 16 is W because W connects 8 to 16. Both 8 and 16 are on top of W. That's so far so good. 8 is to the left of A, right of A. 16 is to the right of B. So they're in same side, same position. That's exactly what we want for corresponding. So A is our answer choice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your review for your DCA. This covered everything we've talked about in this year. If you have any questions, make sure you bring them to my attention as soon as possible. Thank you.